Hi everybody, welcome to our next Meet the Maker. I have a special surprise for you today. I have the infamous Joe Kotas with us. I would love for you to tell our audience how you got started.
I got started basically in high school with my art career in poetry and like writing. And I was reading like philosophy and stuff like that. And then I moved to Hollywood and I picked up a Super 8 movie camera.
Oh, wow.
And I started shooting Super 8 movies and as an expression, self-expression. And then I moved back to Buffalo, New York, where I was originally from. And then I came back to Chicago and I worked as an engineer for a while and quit my job as an engineer and then became, I thought I would become a starving artist for fun.
Yeah.
And then, so I grabbed some acrylic paints and pre-made canvas and just started playing around with the acrylic paints on it. And I was very enthralled by it. It's just like, wow, this stuff, it just like does all this crazy thing. That's how I basically started, and I have that first acrylic that I made.
Oh, that is a great story. So you were all across the United States, and then what brought you finally to Chicago?
Well, I went back to the University of Buffalo and got a degree in engineering.
Okay.
And I had a job in Chicago downtown, and I worked for that company for a while, a consultant in engineering. I did nuclear pipe stress analysis there. And then after about a year, I thought, well, I need more flexibility in life and do something different. So I quit my job and became a waiter and got a studio in Humboldt Park in Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
So I was one of the first in Humboldt Park on Maplewood Avenue, and I had a whole top floor studio, and I completely trashed this one bedroom with paint. It's flying all over the place.
You didn't get your security deposit back, did you?
I can't remember, but and then I started with the action painting, and that's just throwing paint and squirting it and smashing it around, and I invented the pendulum painting, which is
I've seen that. Yeah,
that's been copied many times, but I was the first one to put it on YouTube.
Wow,
because I like this painting. I like the fluid. The way the fluid comes out. This one I did flat on the floor, and I finished with the black. It's a crazy process, and you have to know, when to stop. I go at it like all in one, and it usually is like, that's the moment to stop, and then I'll look at it and say, oh, what did I do? And that's when I either feel like I've made it or it still needs more work.
So is this black line, was this one continuous movement for you, like stop and start, or did you stop, take a step back, come back to the piece of art and reevaluate?
That's a good question. Okay. It is a flowing one movement gesture.
Okay.
So I started on one side of it. I actually filmed this and I have it on video, but I started on one side and progressed to the back and then finished up on this side. If you repeat movements or you hesitate or you don't know when the end game is, then you can get into trouble. So I try to do it in one flowing motion.
Wow, it's beautiful. And you did it with the white as well, I take it.
Right, well the white was done and then it didn't quite have the pizzazz.
Yeah.
So I had to like reinvent the painting. So I put these green smears on here. I like painting in these all over motions, like Helen Frankenthaler. She does fast and big. So those are my two operating rules: fast,
on all of
big,
fast and big. I like that on all of your pieces of art.
Pretty much.
Okay.
If they're smaller pieces, I have one under here, 5 feet by 5 feet, which I consider small. That is also, it's gestural and it's fast. It's like, do it, then be finished with it and look at it. And it brings a lot of joy and entertainment for me to see what I made.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this, honestly, adding the black it's what sold me. I mean, it probably was sold anyways, but that adds such a pow to the piece of art.
And I named it Picasso's Near Mistress because I saw this Picasso connection with the bull's horns, where Picasso has the one painting with the handlebar.
Yes.
And the face is this bicycle seat.
Yes.
So I saw the bicycle seat and the bull's horns in there, and I go, yes, it's the Picasso bull painting.
You did it. You painted a Picasso. Almost.
Thank you.
So I did not realize that all of your pieces are large scale.
Most of them are.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm getting even bigger now. So.
And your process is to lay the tarp on the ground?
No, my most recent ones, I have a big wall. It's
Okay.
about 12 feet by 12 foot brick wall.
Okay.
Nail it to the wall and try to get some of the brick texture from the background.
Oh, I love that.
And basically having a brick wall as a background, you can really let loose and capture a lot of texture, and like you don't have to worry about, you know, popping through a hole in the canvas or anything like that.
Yeah.
I don't like pre-stretched canvases because you know they're kind of like bouncy if you have a pre-stretched canvas.
Yeah. What's something different you did on this piece than you did here? Because I see, is this with a paintbrush?
Yeah, I use more. It's not even a brush. It's actually like an applicator, 12-inch brush. So
Okay.
with that, I get a lot of contact. With a brush, you have the wrist and all this motion. With that thing, that applicator, I can get direct contact on the canvas and the wall and the bricks. And with this one, yeah, I continually evolving in my methods. I'm using these textures, this spray-on texture, and
That's
catching
beautiful.
these lumps.
Yeah.
And also applying gesso in like areas like that. There's no gesso in there.
Yeah.
So I'm putting the white gesso on judiciously before I started. I'm not covering the whole area.
Uh-huh.
Because then you get the interest of those non-gessoed areas,
Yeah.
and they provide visual feedback too, because they'll have shapes and you can see things in there.
Yeah.
And combined with this spray-on texture, I get a lot of pseudo-realistic results.
Okay, so I know people are going to want to know how to find you, Joe.
I have a YouTube channel, Joe Kotas, Joekotas, where I have videos, and
Wonderful.
I also have a blog. So just Google Joe Kotas and you'll be able to find me.
Okay.